वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीर वनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम रामा हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Jayo Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Jayo Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Guru Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura. So everyone can read after me. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome everyone for today's Sunday Feast program. Anyone here for the first time? Oh, Hare Krishna. Of course Mataji is coming all the way from... Mataji is not here for the first time. Mataji is with Prabhupada. Prabhupada is here. So, welcome Mataji. Welcome so much and thank you for all your service you've done for Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So my sincere gratitude to you Mataji. Thank you. And thank you for visiting Perth. Hare Krishna. So actually Prabhus can sit on the other side if possible. Gents. So, every Sunday feast, we take few verses from Bhagavad Gita. We're in continuation. We're in chapter 2 right now of Bhagavad Gita. So, I'll do a quick recap what we have done so far. So, someone's, okay, before we start class, there is a Mazda 1HOO482. It's a white Mazda. Apparently it's on. It's a Japanese car with Italian driver. Okay, so every Sunday feast we take few verses from Bhagavad Gita, we discuss in a succession. And that's how we're studying Bhagavad Gita at the temple. There are many other programs which are happening throughout Perth. So if any of you would like to join those programs and study Bhagavad Gita along with your family, you can see me after the class. I can get you in touch. So in different suburbs, all these programs are happening. Can someone close this door, please? Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. So yeah, please come and see myself, and then I can arrange to be connected with you, those Bhagavad Gita study groups. So, quick recap, anyone here who has read Bhagavad Gita before? Easy maybe, who has not read Bhagavad Gita? Okay, very good. Others, everyone has read? So if any question, you'll be able to answer? Those who are not raising hands, I will ask questions. So I'll give another chance. Can you please raise your hands who have not read Bhagavad Gita? You're sitting in front of the Lord. So Lord is also watching who is lying, who is not lying. So both hands up. Okay, good. No problem. So who spoke Bhagavad Gita? Lord Shri Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. For who? For Arjuna only. We don't need to study Bhagavad. Why do we need to read Bhagavad Gita? It's for Arjuna only, right? Sure? So where does Krishna lives? Everyone's like, not sure? Where does Krishna lives? Anyone knows? Raise your hand if you know where Krishna lives. Only 2-3 people in the whole room here know where Krishna lives. We have a serious problem. I've seen some faces here for a long time, and they don't know where Krishna lives. So, who knows where Krishna lives? Please raise your hands. Mataji, you know where Krishna lives? You, Mataji? Yes? Sorry? Inside us and everywhere? Okay. But where does he actually lives? Resides? You know there is an address? No, you haven't come outside. That's why we need to read Bhagavad Gita, Mataji. He's giving his address there. Phone number, everything is there. Email address. Okay, who else? Mataji, you like to try? Very good. Clapping for Mataji, please. So there is this Vrindavan here, and then there is another Vrindavan which is in the spiritual world. So there is the spiritual world and there is the material world. So Krishna lives in the spiritual world with his pure devotees. He doesn't live alone there. He's surrounded always by his pure devotees with whom he lives in the spiritual world. And we are living where? Not sure. Where do we live? Material world. So why are we not there with Krishna? We are too attracted. Okay. So we are more attracted to the material world than we are attracted to Krishna. Yes or no? Not sure. Processing is happening. So Krishna lives in the spiritual world, we are in the material world. Krishna comes, he says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir-bhavati bharata abhyudhanam dharmasya tadatmanam swajamyam paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samstarpanarthaya sambhavami. So Krishna says, I come to this material world millennium after millennium. Why is he coming? That he can send coronavirus, no problem. Why else he comes? What do you mean by that? And what is the purpose of that? And how do we go back to Him? One thing is, yes, we can get rid of this, but what else is required to go back to Him? What you told is a byproduct. Something else is required to go back to Him. Everyone is very quiet. You cannot say, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Devotion. To who? Yes. So we need to re-establish our relationship with Him. We are all His children. Right? He is the seed-giving Father and we are all His children. And just like the children, as they grow little, they have some of their own ego and they say, I don't want to live under the rules of my parents, so I'm going to go and do my own thing. When they are home, mom is providing everything, dad is providing everything. No washing clothes, nothing, everything is done. Mom is cooking, everything is provided. Still, we want to do something on our own. And hence people go and try something out. So, similarly, this material world is created for those souls who turned away from Krishna, who wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna. But even though the child goes away, the father and mother, do they have any affection or pain for the child or not? That one day he will come back? Yes or no? Can I have a loud yes or a loud no, please? Yes. Okay, thank you. So that's what Lord Krishna is feeling. And because he is feeling like that, he comes again and again and again. Why? Because he wants us back with him. And how will we know that how we can purify ourselves, how we can develop attachment to him? For that, he gives us Bhagavad Gita. So we can live here in this material world in such a way that we can develop love for him, we can remove all the anarthas, we can remove all the unwanted things from us, and we can develop the desire to go back to him. So he is taking all that trouble to come to this material world, and we don't have time to read what he is telling us. So we are saying to Krishna, thank you Krishna, thank you for your effort. You stay there, I'm staying here. If I need anything, I'll let you know. Otherwise, you be happy there, you do your leelas there, I'll do my leelas here. But there is a problem. When we are here in this material world, our leelas don't last very long. And doing those leelas, we get a lot of sufferings, miseries. Anyone here who's happy 24/7? In ecstasy? Every day something new comes up. Every morning we get up, it's a challenge. Every day is a challenge. Work, going to work, looking after family, maintaining relationships. So much hard work is required to maintain families, ourselves, so much, right? Yes or no? So every day is a challenge in this material world. So if we want to go back, we have to develop love for him. And to develop that love for him, there is no other option but to read what Lord Krishna is telling us under the guidance of senior devotees. So when we understand the message of Bhagavad Gita, we apply that message in our life, then we can make this life successful. So there is difference between animals and humans. There are 4 common things. What are the 4 common things between animals and humans? Okay, those who know, anyone from here, please? What are the 4 common things between us and animals? Anyone? How old are you? 10. So 10-year boy is raising hand. No one else is raising hand. You just did the course. Anyone else like to? Okay. Yes, there are 4 common things. Let me give you this hint. Eating? Very good. Thank you. Yes. Not speaking. So they eat, we eat. Anything else? They sleep, we sleep. Yes or no? They eat, we eat. Yes, they eat like a pig. He eats in a gutter. But we eat in a 5-star restaurant. What is the activity is the same or not? Eating, eating. Sleeping, sleeping. They sleep on a floor, we may sleep on a very comfy bed. But the activity is the same, sleeping. Defending. If you see, those geographic documentaries, the lions, they have their herds, they have their boundaries. No one can come in. Dogs, even they have the street dogs, they have their own areas. You can't come in my area. Otherwise they start barking at each other. Right? Similar things what we do, there is boundaries of these countries. We come here, we come there, start barking at each other. Right? So we are always defending our house, our this, our that. We are defending, they are also defending. And they are procreating and we are procreating. So if whole life we do these 4 things, then the Shastras say we are as good as? Not sure? No one had prasadam yet? Breakfast, anyone? So we are as good as animals. So one may say, hang on, we go to university, we do PhD, they don't do PhD. Yes or no? Not sure? All I need is a yes or no. Thank you. So, one may say they go to PhD, they go to uni, or we go to uni, they don't. So they go to we go to uni. What do we do after uni? Work. What do we get from that work? What do we do with that money? Enjoy is one thing. In that enjoying, what are we doing? Break it down, that enjoying. Same 4 things. We get a house, we defend it. We get a bed, we sleep on it. We get nice food, we eat it, and we procreate. So it doesn't matter we go to uni, PhD, ultimately still doing those 4 things. So if Shastras say, if this human form of life, we don't read scriptures, we don't read Bhagavad Gita, then we are as good as, actually it's called Dvipad Pashu. Dvi means 2, Pad means feet, legs. Pashu means we are 2-legged animal. And next life, Shastra explained there are 8.4 million species of life. So if we don't utilize this life properly, then the next life we don't get human body. Because if that's all we're going to do, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, then why do we need this human body? Animals can do better. They don't need to go to work. They don't have a 9-to-5 job. Right? They can do those things anytime, anywhere. No restriction. But we have to work so hard to maintain family and everything, right? So, this Bhagavad Gita is given by Lord Krishna not for Arjuna but for us. Arjuna was just a medium. But it is for us to read. And if we don't read Bhagavad Gita, that is our biggest misfortune of this whole life. Once you start reading Bhagavad Gita, once you start connecting with Krishna through Bhagavad Gita, then the life becomes blissful. In everyone's life, challenges will come. Our loved ones will leave us one day. These are all guaranteed, these are facts. Right? Either we will leave them, they will leave us. Problems will come in our life. Anyone here thinks no problem will come in their life? No? So when those problem comes, are we ready for them? Do we have time to even think of those things? We're so occupied in our lives. 9 to 5 rat race, then copy paste every day. We all have different responsibilities and we're just so occupied in those responsibilities that we can't think outside those responsibilities. So if we want to be ready, because that time will come, whether we like it or don't like it. If we are not ready, we will feel every single... there is a rickshaw. Everyone's mostly from India. You've seen those roads? Dar, 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 right? And if you're sitting on a rickshaw, how much do you feel that? Every bit or not? Yes or no? All I need is if you can just be with me. Just give me a response, please, so I know you all are with me, your mind is not somewhere else. Which it can very easily go, especially with a speaker like me. So, but if you are sitting in a Mercedes with shock-proof absorbers, that same road, will you feel much? Thank you, those who said no. I appreciate it. So, if we want to be ready to go through this life, not just go through, but grow through this life and attain the goal of life, then everyone here, please, humble request, open Bhagavad Gita and start reading Bhagavad Gita. We have many Bhagavad Gita courses here. Mataji, you just did a course. How was your experience?
Really good. I found I understood it better. Because when I read the Bhagavad Gita, I didn't quite understand it. So you kind of made it more digestible.
Thank you. So, we have all the facilities here for you to learn Bhagavad Gita and understand and apply in your life. So like I said, we have many programs happening throughout Perth. Those who have some desire to learn Bhagavad Gita in a very nice environment, family environment, please come and speak to me after the class and we'll make arrangements within your suburb only. You don't have to travel much as well. Okay? So, Bhagavad Gita, there are 18 chapters. For those who haven't read, 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita. There are 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita in total. Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. Mahabharata has 100,000 verses. And Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. Bhishma Parva section, 700 verses. Right? Then there are 3 sections in Bhagavad Gita. The first section, chapter 1 to 6, explains who are we, who we are. And how to purify ourselves to realize who we are. So that is explained in chapter 2, which we are doing right now. Who are we? We are soul, we are not this body. When we comb our hair in the morning, we don't think I'm the soul. I'm thinking I'm this body, I have to look nice, right? So first section is who we are and how to realize who we are. Second section, chapter 7 to 12, who is God? Knowledge of God and His energies, how to attain Him, how we can think of Him all the time, of His opulences, everything is there. So like you were saying, Mataji, His email address, phone number, everything there in the middle section. Okay? Then chapter 13 to 18 is section 3, is how we are bound in this material world. Some people don't even think of spiritual life. They're absorbed in how they get so entangled in this material world that they forget everything else. All that is explained by Lord very clearly. That's in the last section. So we are, so far, chapter 1, the name was Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. There are 46 verses. And one other thing, when you're reading Bhagavad Gita, just remember the name of the chapter. That helps you understand what is actually in the chapter. So like the name of chapter 1 is Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. So there are, from verse 1 to 26, there are different, parts there where the sections, basically preparations of war, there are different signs of victory of the Pandavas, and Lord Krishna shows his Bhaktavatsal feature. Then in the 27 to verse 27 to 46, Arjuna starts to lament that suddenly he feels like he cannot fight. He doesn't want to fight this war, and he gives various reasons. And here are some of the reasons. Due to compassion, he's feeling compassion for the soldiers who have gathered there. He's saying they are innocent soldiers, they will all get killed if we fight. Right? It's our kingdom, but they are going to fight. They are going to die. So I don't want to kill so many people just for this. Then he gives a reason that he won't be able to enjoy this kingdom after killing all his relatives. Right? So it's like World Cup. India wins the World Cup, comes back home, there is no one in India. Who to share that World Cup with? No one. Right? So, third one, fear of sinful reaction. So he thinks by killing his relatives, he will get a lot of sinful reactions, which is not good for him. Right? And then at the end, Arjuna basically pretty much gives other reasons around destruction of family traditions and all that. But I've highlighted that fear of sinful reactions for a particular reason, because today's topic is related to that. So this is how the chapter 1 ends, where Arjuna says, this is Sanjaya is also narrating this to Dhritarashtra, and saying, Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. He was literally crying, a warrior. He was the biggest warrior. And he was crying because he was so affected emotionally that he couldn't operate. He was frozen. Don't know what to do now. Right? So then, chapter 2, what is the name of chapter 2? Others not sure? Can I have everyone read the name of the chapter 2 at the same time, please? How was that? Was it better or not? Even the speaker feels a little bit motivated to speak. Otherwise, things, So, chapter 2, contents of the Gita summarized. There is 72 verses. This is the second biggest chapter in Bhagavad Gita. Do you know what's the first biggest, largest chapter? Biggest one? 18 chapter. How many verses? So there are some tricks. 18, 78. 2, 72. Right? So like that you can learn. Okay. So far there are, in this chapter, here's a quick summary of this chapter. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. The first section, Arjuna displays more doubts to Lord Krishna that why he doesn't want to fight. And ultimately, in verse 7 of chapter 2, first section, Arjuna surrenders to Lord Krishna. So far, he was on the level of a friend. Lord Krishna and Arjuna friend. But so far Lord Krishna is listening, whatever Arjuna has to say. He's venting out his lamentation. He's not saying anything. He's not giving any advice to Arjuna. One thing, we should not give free advice to anyone until the person is ready to hear and says himself, please give me some advice. Right? Everyone wants to give free advice. So here, until Arjuna said, I accept you as my spiritual master. Now you please guide me, what should I do? Nothing can resolve my problem right now. I am at the peak of my anxiety, so please help me. Right? So then only Lord Krishna starts to speak. And when Lord Krishna starts to speak, then that section 2, which is The first thing Lord Krishna explains to Arjuna is, we are the soul, not this body. The problems of this life are due to this one fact, that we think we are this body and not the soul. Whereas Lord Krishna is saying, first thing you need to understand if you want to know the ABC of spiritual life is, we have to understand we are soul and not these bodies, right? And then after explaining that we are soul and not this, that's up to verse 30, then now Lord Krishna starts to explain Arjuna with different angles that why he should fight. So the first angle is from verse 31 to 37, where Lord Krishna is explaining from duty point of view, karma kand or karma duty point of view, where if you fight and you win, you get the kingdom. If you fight and you die fighting, then you will get heavenly planets, because you died while doing your duty. And then if you don't fight, people will call you with ill names, infamy. He's a coward, he's not fighting even though he's not. And secondly, for not fighting, he will actually go to hellish planets and he will actually get sinful reactions, because he's not doing his. So he's not doing his duty. Thank you. Those who are responding, my dandavats to you. Thank you. Okay. Now we are entering into section 3 or 4 of this chapter. For verse 38 to 53, it's called Nishkam Karma Yoga or Buddhi Yoga section. Now Lord Krishna is explaining from a different angle. So the previous section was from the angle of what's in it for me, like, give and take. If I do this, I will get this. If I don't do this, I will not get this. So that's a lower principle. Now Lord Krishna will talk from a higher principle, right? And this also answers the point where, if you see from the previous page here, this 36 to 38, fear of sinful reactions. So Lord Krishna will answer Arjuna's point here, that how if he will not fight, will actually give him sinful reactions. Not by fighting, but actually if he doesn't fight, that will give him sinful reactions. Why is that? We'll understand. So first of all, what is the definition of sin? Arjuna is worried about sinful reactions, and people say sin in Hindi means what? Pap, right? So what does sin means? How can one commit a sin? What is the definition of a sin? We use the word very loosely, pap. What does that mean? Yes. Prabhu, please, if all the seniors were to answer, then help me, please. So, all Prabhus, Mataji sitting here, would you like to try? What does pap, what does sin means? Yes, Mataji. Oh, yes. Yes. Good. What's your name? Dhatri. Very good. Dhatri means who palana, right? Dhatri means mother. Yes, she's a little mother. Right? How old are you, Dhatri? 10. Can we please clap for Dhatri? See, usually we think the little ones are shy and the big ones are not. Here big ones are not speaking and little one is. Thank you, Dhatri. Right? So no right or wrong answer. I'm just trying to get understanding that what does sin means. So sin means when we all have duties. What kind of relation, what kind of you can say designations are there or posts are there in a family? There is mother, who else is there? Father, who else is there? Very slow, no breakfast this morning. I had one toast and you can hear my voice. Actually I had two toasts, sorry. Maybe that's why, right? Little bit loudly please. What other, is it a difficult question? So everyone can answer, right? You can contribute a little bit. Children, siblings, what else? Sorry? Grandparents? Oh, let's keep them on the side for now. So within the family, there is mother, father, sister, brother, right? So that's within the family. Now outside the family, what other responsibilities we have? We go to work? Yes or no? So we have some responsibility towards our employer? Yes. Then we have some responsibility towards the society. Then we have some responsibility towards the country. We have these responsibilities or not? So all these responsibilities are explained in the Vedas. What is the duty of a person under different circumstances? For example, as a mother, as a father, right? As a child. All these, Shishigor Nitai ki jai. So we have all these responsibilities, and when we don't, as a wife, as a husband, all these designations are there, and there are responsibilities. These are all different roles. And when we don't, and besides that, there is police, there is army, they also have their response. Thank you, Prabhu. The doctors, everyone has got responsibility, right? So, when we perform our responsibilities as per who? As per me? As per Shastra. Shastra means Vedas. Everyone is so quiet. Yeah, so point is not just that. They are giving there are fundamental principles when we are performing these responsibilities, and they are given by Shastras, Vedas. Otherwise, one may have different view, I may have a different view of the same responsibility. Yeah. So what is the point where we understand what is right and what is wrong? And that is why first thing is we have to take shelter of the Vedas. We have to understand what is our duty as a mother, as a father. And that's why there are so many problems in today's world in relationships. Why? Because not everyone understands what is their responsibility in that role. Everyone's making their own rules, right? Which is the cause of problems. There was no such thing as divorce in the past. There's no word in Vedas like that. Doesn't exist. But why is it everyone so much, right? Because everyone should do their own thing. That's just one example I'm giving, right? So, we have to take shelter of the Vedas. Not just the lady, the husband also. Husband has his duties, wife has his duties, children have their duties, like that. So when we don't perform our duty, that is called please help me. I'm folded hands, I'm sitting here. So if we don't perform our duty, that is called? Thank you. So that is, are we clear with the definition of sin? Yes or no? Thank you. Okay. So there are 3 types of actions which can be performed. First one is called karma, which means someone does their duty as per who? Vedas. Second, called vikarma. One, do things opposite to Vedas. One does not do their duty. The karma gives you plus, gives you good conditions in life, maybe even take you up to heavenly planets depending on the level of karma you're doing. Vikarma gives you minus, gives you bad situations in life. Right? Even can take up to hellish planets depending on the level of vikarma we are doing. Right? So in section 3 of this chapter, like what is the name of this chapter? Contents of the Gita summarized. Like I said, if you remember the name of the chapter, you will know what is in the chapter. So if it says contents of the Gita summarized, means what's coming in Bhagavad Gita is being summarized here, and then it will be explained in greater detail in the further chapters. Is everyone with me? Others are not? Everyone with me? Yes. Thank you. So in section 3, the previous section we discussed, it was more about if you do your duty, you will get this. If you don't do your duty, you will get this from that point of view. But now, besides these 2, there is another level, akarma. Right? So this one is performing one's duty for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, without any, return, without any attachments to the results. One example is parents. They have children, yes or no? So with those children, there is 2 ways of looking at them. They are my children. They belong to me. That's one way of thinking. And the other way of thinking is, these are whose children? Krishna's children. They are his property. I am also his property. My wife is also Krishna's property. And whatever my duties are, I am doing these because Krishna has entrusted these children, this wife, under my care. So I have to serve them and not being attached to the result that if I serve, I'm going to get this or I'm going to get that. No. I'm doing this as a service to Krishna. So whatever we are doing as a mother, father, worker, when we do everything, we do it as a service to Krishna, thinking that Krishna is the owner and the proprietor of everything. Everything belongs to him. He has kindly given me these things. So when we use those things in Krishna's service, that is called akarma. Means we are doing it because there is nothing spiritual just about doing our duty. Mother feeds a child, there is nothing spiritual about it. Right? But mother feeds a child prasadam of Krishna, thinking this child is of Krishna, I am feeding him Krishna prasadam. Now that activity becomes spiritual, akarma. Right? Is everyone getting? Is everyone with me? Okay. Which is not karma, and how to make it not karma or vikarma is by bringing Krishna in the center of that activity. Yes, so akarma means also, so karma means plus, vikarma means minus, like I explained. So when we do plus or minus, there is some result. The result of plus is, like I explained earlier, good situation in life. Someone may go to heaven, all that, depending on the level of karma they're doing. Vikarma minus, this plus and minus cannot counteract each other. One has to go through in their lives plus and minus both. Now, as long as there is plus and minus, what happens? Yeah, no. As long as there is plus and minus, When we die, we have to come back here again to go through the results of those plus and minuses. So while we are here and going through the results of those plus and minuses, what are we doing? Yeah. That is right, but we are also coming back because we are doing this karma and vikarma. Because there are results to be, we have sown the seed, now we have to bear the results. Make sense? So plus and minus is happening. We are creating more karma. To get the result of that karma, we have to come back again. And when we come back again, what are we doing? We're doing more karma and vikarma, and as a result of that, we have to take another birth. We are coming back again. So it's non-stop. Cycle of birth and death, birth and death, birth and death. Now the way out is akarma. Akarma means, see, we have to eat. Yes or no? So we don't stop eating. But what we are eating is, we make it, we spiritualize it. Whatever act we do, whatever eating we do, whatever work we do, we spiritualize it. And that spiritualization of the work is called akarma. Means there is no reaction, there is no plus or minus. So that's what akarma means. Is everyone with me? So now Lord Krishna will explain Arjuna from the point of view of akarma. That how you as a warrior do your duty. What is the duty of a warrior? Fight. So fight will bring either minus or plus. But when that fight is done as a service to Krishna, then it becomes, then there is no plus or minus, there is no sinful reaction, nothing like that. So that's what Lord is trying to explain in this section, that how we can spiritualize our work and completely eradicate, finish our sinful reactions completely. Everyone with me? I think Prabhu you have some question, but we'll take it at the end. It seems like you have a question, you have some doubt there. I can feel it from my heart. So what we'll do is, let me finish this and I'll take that question from you if you have any. Right? So chapter 2, verse 38, now Lord says, this is how he starts. Do thou fight for the sake of fighting without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing you shall never incur sins. So what Lord is saying here is that whatever your duty is, in the discharge of your duty, so everyone's got a duty. Now because the circumstances are hard, oh, I'm not going to do my duty because it's very difficult, that will bring sinful reaction. One should not give up their duty because the circumstances are now hard. So there is a police officer, his cousin has stolen something. So there is a police officer, he has stolen something. Oh sorry, his cousin has stolen something. But now he thinks, oh, he's my cousin. If I punish him, that's my cousin, how can I punish him? And if he doesn't do his duty to bring justice, even though it may be his cousin, then that is vikarma, that's sinful reaction. He's not doing his duty. That's what's happening to Arjuna right now. All the Kauravas, they performed all the sins under the sun. And they were supposed to be punished. So he's thinking, oh, they are my cousins, my family members, how can I punish them? No, he is a warrior. His duty is to establish dharma in the society. That's why Lord comes to establish dharma. He doesn't do it himself, he gets someone, his duties, his devotees to involve. So in this case, he's engaging Arjuna. And Arjuna is supposed to fight because that's Lord's desire, to fight and establish dharma. Right? So if he won't do that, that is vikarma. And if he does it without worry about happiness, distress, victory, defeat, I don't care if I win or lose. I don't care if I die or don't die. Point is, that is my duty and I should be doing that duty. And when he does that duty for the satisfaction of the Lord, then that activity becomes akarma. And then it will incur no sins. Is everyone with me? Clear? Others not clear? Yes or no? Can I have a loud yes or loud no, please? Yes. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, like we discussed, the more vikarma and karma we perform, the more we get entangled into the web of infinite cycle of birth and death. So, the way out is, yes, Prabhu. Yes. Sure. Sure. By the Shastras. That is why we need to take shelter of a spiritual master. And that is why Lord Krishna says in 4.34, that's why we need to read Bhagavad Gita, because Lord Krishna is explaining exactly what we need to do. No spiritual master can become a spiritual master until that spiritual master was a disciple at some point. Not like some Babajis who wake up one morning, oh, I am self-realized now. Nothing like that. So Lord Krishna explains, Evam parampara praptim. Right? Chapter 4, verse number 1. First thing, Lord Krishna is explaining, this knowledge which I am giving to you, Arjuna, I gave this to Sun God millions of years ago. Sun God gave it to Manu. Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. And so this knowledge is coming in a disciplic succession. Then, chapter 4, verse 34, again Lord Krishna says, approach a spiritual, bona fide spiritual master, serve him. And that's just like material things, right? We're going to universities, we learn these high level of physics, mathematics, all this. To learn, or doctor, we want to become a doctor, right? Want to become a doctor, you have to go and study under a doctor. One cannot just some Google, YouTube videos, I'm ready to operate, bring me a patient, right? What will happen to that patient? Will you give your family member to that doctor, that kind of self-manifested doctor? Yes. Very good question. Very good question. Very good question. Yes. 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 So, that is why again we take shelter of Shastra, small things at least, that there are 4 bona fide disciplic successions. Shri Sampradaya, Kumar Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya and Rudra Sampradaya. If we want pure knowledge, any of these 4 disciplic successions, that's why I call disciplic succession, which means not someone just woke up yesterday and said, I'm a spiritualist now. This is coming, in this whole Sampradayas, there was a spiritual master, disciple, spiritual master, disciple, like that. There is a chain, millenniums of... So in Sri Sampradaya, knowledge was given to Lakshmi, Mother Lakshmi. So knowledge was passed on from her. In Kumar Sampradaya, the 4 Kumaras, Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan, like that, the knowledge was given to them, change of disciplic section from there. Then Rudra Sampradaya, knowledge was given to Lord Shiva. Then from Lord Shiva, there is a disciplic succession. Right? And then the 4th, where we ISKCON, we fall under, is Brahma Sampradaya. So Lord Brahmaji, he was given the knowledge, and then, so we have Brahma, Madhava, Gaudiya Sampradaya, like that. So the knowledge is coming in a disciplic succession. So we can put hand on heart, and the knowledge is not being adulterated, not being manipulated, because the time has changed, let's change this knowledge to benefit ourselves. Or no one can do that, because it is knowledge, it is coming in disciplic succession from the Lord himself. And these are 4 pure main Vaishnava Sampradayas. Any knowledge, any of those 4 Sampradayas, you can get is pure knowledge. And there are already spiritual masters in those disciplic successions, and one can take shelter, guidance from any of those spiritual masters in any of those 4 sampradayas, and one can get pure knowledge and they can make it their life successful. Is that okay, Prabhu? Thank you. Yes, Mataji. There have been the case in the past, and there is one in ISKCON as well. There's one Mataji, Narayani, I think Narayani Mataji. She's a. So yes, they can be. See, we have to rise above the mentality of women, man. So real spiritual life is, we are souls. We are not these bodies. So anyone can be qualified in that space. Yeah, but one has to be qualified. That is the main thing. And there are qualifications. Nectar of Instruction, you read verse number 1. Who is qualified to make disciples? So when we read, and again, these are so many books. So much knowledge is there. But we need some guidance. We are so busy in our day-to-day material lives that, sometimes we get this message in WhatsApp from some group. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, and there is something written there. And I read that and I'm thinking, I've definitely read Bhagavad Gita a few times. I've never seen this. Where is it coming from? Right? People who don't know any better, they're like, yeah, that's what, there must be Lord Krishna is saying like that. Because they don't know. So, number one thing is, we have to have a desire first. Krishna reciprocates with that desire. So, if we have a desire, yes, I can give 2 hours a week from my time to learn about Krishna, to learn Bhagavad Gita. Facility is already there. We are, like I said, there are Bhagavad Gita programs happening in different suburbs every week. Are we willing to give 2 hours of our week to understand Lord Krishna and His message? That is the point. Point is not knowledge is there or not. Knowledge has been there for many yugas. Knowledge has been there for many centuries. But are we willing to give the time or not? Or are we just going to spend our time in, the things we love doing and we've been doing? So, yeah, there's few things I want to discuss. I think we are out of time. Yeah, there were a few verses I wanted to cover today. But any other questions? We can take some questions and then we can... Yes, sorry. Unless we have 5-10 minutes, I can go through, but otherwise we can... Yes, Prabhu. Yes. So, first of all, you say what is the problem with rebirth, right? So when you come, is that in your hands? Where are you going to born? In what conditions you are going to be born? In what body you are going to be born? But what is the definition of good? Your definition of good could be completely different to Prabhu sitting next to you, his definition of good, or completely different to Prabhu sitting there in the definition of good. So yeah, there are 2 options. That's why we need to get this knowledge. First of all, who we are, where do we belong? Because right now, just like we don't even know where our house is from a spiritual point of view. We are taking birth. A person with higher intelligence asks such questions. First of all, who am I? What is this material world? Why is it created? What am I doing here? Okay, I am here. Does everyone want their happiness or not? Others, not sure. So Krishna may give some other things as well because you're not sure if you want happiness or not. So you want happiness? Yes or no? Yes. Anyone who doesn't want happiness? So we all want happiness, right? How, if we all want happiness, do we get misery, sufferings in our life or not? We all do, yes or no? So if we all want happiness, and this material world is supposed to be a rosy place, why am I getting sufferings? Right? Until we open Bhagavad Gita, we open chapter 8, and we read the verse that Lord Krishna is saying, this material world which I have created. Okay, before I use that word, in Hindi, a library is called what? Pustakalay, right? And hospital is called Chikitsalay, right? Then Lord Krishna names this material world, do you know what? Dukhalay. And the person who has created this very material world, he is labeling it as, and we want to find happiness here, which doesn't exist in this place. It's like a mirage. In today's time, what is happiness? Definition of happiness in today's time is, the example is given, you take someone's head, right? And you put it in water. And he's gasping, he can't breathe. And suddenly you take the head out. And he's like, so that absence of misery is in today's time people equate to happiness. People say, as long as there is no problem, I'm okay. As long as there is no problem, please. Right? So that same thing, as long as there is no misery, then we feel happy. But we don't even know the definition of happiness. That's why, like I said when I started this lecture, first thing I said is we have to refer to Vedas. We have to refer to Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna himself is coming and giving how we can be happy all the time. If we want to be happy, we can be happy 24/7. But we can't be happy in a way, make our own definition and do whatever we want and then be happy. There is a process for everything, right? You go in a lab. There is H2O, water, right? When you do the experiment correct, then the water will be there. No, I said, but I like to do it a little bit differently. Will the water be there? Yes or no? Right? So we have to follow the process given by the Lord himself, who has made us, who has made this material world, and he is giving us the process how to be happy here. But we cannot be, he doesn't want us to be here permanent because he's labeling it Dukhalayam and Ashashvatam. Ashashvatam means temporary. So this is full of misery and temporary at the same time. Say for example, we are a billionaire. Say Elon Musk. He is a trillionaire right now. Richest man in the world. How long is he going to be like that for? Yeah. Question for you, Prabhu. You asked me, right? So how long can he be happy for? No. These days people equate to that. Yeah. So anyways, in his life, do you think he will be diseaseless forever? No. Disease will come, headaches will come. Yeah. Yes. Where? I don't want to come back, Prabhu. So there you go. This is your answer. Like, but. There is a but here. This kind of understanding is not by itself. This second section of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, which is a knowledge of the soul. When this fourth section starts, Lord says, I have so far explained you from analytical study point of view, Sankhya. Now I will explain you from devotional or buddhi yoga point of view. So first of all, a person with some logic, they logically look at the difference between body, the spirit and matter. Matter is sure, like the body is made of matter, it is sure to die. There is no two way about it. The soul, on the other hand, is eternal. Do we want to live forever or not? I'm saying, do we want to get diseased? Do we want to have a long, healthy, if possible, never have to die? Yes or no? Yes? Because where are these thoughts coming from? Because that is the nature of the soul. See, that's why even coming to the questions you are asking right now, that is why all these answers are given in the later part of Bhagavad Gita. All what you are asking. But that's not what Lord Krishna started with. First he said, learn ABC of spiritual life, and then you will be able to connect things and make sense of it. And that ABC of spiritual life is we are soul, we are not these bodies. Until we understand who we are, where is our real home, and where we can be really happy all the time, everything else will be speculation, this, that, coming our mind, with having other ideas. So first thing Lord Krishna explains, we are soul. And to realize who we are soul, then there are different processes, karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, right? Ultimately bhakti yoga, which covers everything. There are all these different processes given in the first section of Bhagavad Gita. Even in chapter 12, at the end of chapter 12, Lord Krishna explains how one can gradually come to the level of pure devotion. Right? So, number one thing, if anyone sitting here in this temple hall has any desire to advance spiritually, the number one thing is, please associate with devotees. Association of devotees means we come together, we learn Bhagavad Gita, we study Bhagavad Gita, we have Krishna Prasadam, we create that spiritual environment in which our mind gets purified, we can get knowledge, and we can advance in bhakti. By sitting at home, if we think by reading some WhatsApp message or hearing a lecture here or there or something, we think we can advance, we are an illusion. It will not happen. Lord Krishna says, chapter 7, verse 14, this divine energy of mine is very difficult to overcome. But the ones who have taken shelter of me can easily cross beyond it. So, how do we take shelter of the Lord? How do we know more about, like we are all sitting here today, we are hearing about the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because we committed, we came together, we spent some time to learn the message of Bhagavad Gita. Right? And then when we hear it again and again and again and again, it is in our subconsciousness. Lord says, chapter 8, verse 4, 5, 6, Yam yam vapi swaram bhavan. At the end of life, whatever we are thinking when we are dying will be our next destination. Right? Bharat Maharaj, he thought of a deer. He came as a deer next life. He was a great devotee. But even he, if he thinks of a deer, he has to come back as a deer. No one is spared. So, if our whole life we are thinking of material things, money, fame, this, that, that's all important. It's not saying not important. But if that's what we are spending our time, our whole life, then naturally we will be thinking of those things at the time of death, and our next life will be accordingly. But Lord says, one who thinks of me only, me alone, that person will come to me. But how will we think of him? I always give this example. If you have a brand new 19, maybe, I don't know what's the new iPhone, 18, 19, whatever it is, and it's got no cover, and we just brought it brand new, shining, and suddenly something happens and it drops from our hand on a concrete floor. We can all imagine what are the first words going to come out of our mouth. Everyone will have different words. Right? But the devotees will have, oh, Krishna. Right? So when we are driving, some truck automatically comes in front of us. Those who are not Krishna conscious, different things will come out of their mouth, and that will be their destination. But a devotee, oh, Krishna, right? So it's a practice. Life is a practice, and the test is at the last minute of our death, then when we are leaving this body. So if you want to go back, we have to be ready, we have to be prepared for it. And how will we prepare? In the association of devotees. We come together and we serve the Lord together, we learn together. Our families will make so much advancement because of that. Our kids are, because we're giving also them the opportunity to take association. Like there is a Sunday school going on right now while this class is going. The kids are learning from this young age, right? So that is my humble request, that should please take this seriously. Take to, like I said, many Bhagavad Gita groups are happening. Try to learn Bhagavad Gita. This is Lord Krishna's own message from his own lotus mouth. And he's only wanting our good. He doesn't want anything else from us. He just wants us to make this life successful so we can go back to him. That's all he wants from us. Right? So, is there any other question from anyone? Or we can end here. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad Gita ki.